For what purpose does the gentleman from Indiana seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend the rules and pass the bill H.R. 5035, the NIST Reauthorization Act of 2014.
The clerk will report the title of the bill.
H.R. 5035, a bill to reauthorize the National Institute of Standards and Technology and for other purposes.
Pursuant to the rule, the gentleman from Indiana, Mr. Bucshon, and the gentleman from California, Mr. Swalwell, each will control 20 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Indiana.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that all members have 5 legislative days to revise and extend their remarks and to include extraneous material on H.R. 5035, the bill now under consideration.
Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, I yield myself such time as I may consume.
Recognized.
As the chairman of the Subcommittee on Research and Technology, I would like to thank the full committee chairman, Mr. Smith, the full committee ranking member, Ms. Johnson, and the subcommittee ranking member, Mr. Lipinski, for their bipartisan work on this bill. This bill reauthorizes the National Institute of Standards and Technology, also known as NIST. Whether contributing to the technology of the smoke detector or developing X-ray standards for mammograms, NIST has had a substantial impact on our nation's scientific and technological developments, industry, and economy for over 100 years. H.R. 5035 authorizes $850 million for NIST in the fiscal year 2014 and $855.8 million in fiscal year 2015. This bill implements changes and updates to ensure responsible use of taxpayer funds during tight fiscal times while still maintaining a competitive edge in the United States. H.R. 5035 adds language to emphasize NIST's role in advancing our nation's technological competitiveness and innovation ability, and enables more information sharing related to technological standards. Additionally, this legislation codifies NIST's outreach and education efforts. Another critical program in this legislation is the Hollings Manufacturing Partnership, or MEP. This program provides assistance to small U.S.-based manufacturing companies to help identify and adopt new technologies and manufacturing techniques. This bill answers a need expressed by the manufacturing community and changes the existing cost share structure within the MEP program so that a 1-to-1 ratio of federal and matching funds is held throughout the life of the center. The bill also includes language to ensure centers are reevaluated and face a new competition every 10 years. In my state of Indiana, Purdue University serves as the MEP of our region. Clabber Girl, a small business I visited in the 8th District of Indiana, is a prime example of the important impact MEPs have on our economy. This manufacturer of baking powder, baking soda, and cornstarch has utilized Purdue University's Technical Assistance Program, which has assisted over 12,000 organizations and trained over 26,000 employees since 1986. I urge my colleagues to support this legislation, as NIST is an agency critical to the advancement of the United States technology and scientific industries. I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman reserves. The gentleman from California is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield myself such time as I may consume.
Much recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I rise in support of H.R. 5035, legislation that would reauthorize the National Institutes of Standards and Technology, also known as NIST. NIST, founded in 1901, is a non-regulatory federal agency within the Department of Commerce. Its mission is to promote U.S. innovation and competitiveness by advancing measurement science. H.R. 5035 makes important changes and updates to NIST programs, including the Manufacturing Extension Partnership, or MEP program. MEP centers work with small and medium-sized U.S. manufacturers and help them create and retain jobs, increase profits, and save money. In my district, the 15th Congressional District of California, the California MEP Center helped Plasticon, a plastic and contract manufacturing company that provides service to medical, automotive, and electronics industries, revisit its business model after one of its largest customers shut down. The MEP Center supported market research, strategic planning, and training in lean manufacturing for Plasticon. The project increased the company's sales by 20%. The MEP program has proven to be a very successful public-private partnership for districts across the country. For every dollar of investment, The MEP program generates almost $19 in new sales and $21 in new client investment. This totals more than $2 billion in new sales every year. H.R. 5035 helps ensure that the MEP program will continue partnering with the full range of small and medium-sized manufacturing companies, helping them to innovate and create jobs here in America. I was pleased that when this bill was considered as a section of the first act in the House Science, Space, and Technology Committee, we worked in a bipartisan manner to make improvements to it. That section, as improved, is what we're considering today as a standalone bill. I appreciate the majority working with us in this new way. Although I support the important policy provisions contained in this bill, I'm also a little disappointed by the low authorization levels. NIST is one of our nation's most important yet least known agencies. Because of its unrivaled expertise in measurement science, its unique research facilities, and its strong industry partnerships, NIST has been asked by Congress and by one administration after another to take on leadership roles in a number of cross-cutting federal efforts, from cybersecurity to advanced manufacturing. To adequately support their mission and work in these critical areas, the authorization level for NIST should be closer to the President's fiscal year 2015 budget request and the Senate Commerce, Justice, Science Appropriations fiscal year 2015 bill. My hope is that when this bill goes to conference with the Senate, that we can work on a higher authorization level for NIST. That said, H.R. 5035 is an important bill that contains sound policy provisions that were developed, again, on a bipartisan basis and that will help ensure NIST's ability to promote U.S. innovation and competitiveness. I urge my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to support this bill, and I reserve my time.
Gentleman reserves. Gentleman in Illinois is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I have no further speakers on this bill, and I'm prepared to yield back. I reserve.
The gentleman reserves.
I yield back the balance of my time, Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman yields back.
Mr. Speaker, I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman for Indiana yields back. All time having expired, the question is, will the House suspend the rules and pass the bill H.R. 5035? Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. The opinion of the chair, two-thirds being in the affirmative, the rules are suspended. The bill is passed without objection. The motion to reconsider is laid on the table.